Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is round two of the fully loaded GT. This scenario is loot. In the description, don't forget to check out Chetty D, the tournament organizer. He writes children's books, has a bunch of great children's books out there if you have a youngin. So definitely check that link out. I'd love to throw him some support. Buy a couple books for your kids. They're pretty awesome. Anyway, so after round one, you saw that I had a pretty rough go with goblins, as kind of expected. So I didn't score a lot of points in a tournament, maybe 4 or 5, but that threw me pretty low, and I'm playing against the ringer actually. And he is a pretty new player to Kings of War. He's piloting a Basileans list here, and I don't have his list with me. It wasn't in the tournament list of all the lists. So I'm just going to kind of go by memory. But my list: Way Dancer, Army Standard Bearer with a heal. I got a Mage on a horse with Blizzard, 2 Palace Guard, 1 with the Chalice of Wrath, which is pretty cool, 2 Critters, Stormwind Cav with Jesse Boots, 3 Gladestalkers, Dracon Regiment with the Brew of Haste, because being flying 10 is great, and 2 Dragon Breath. So yeah, here we are. Oh, I love these mats. I think they're mats by Mars. I love that having the lines on it for like dominate, your deploy. You don't have to set out little dice. You don't have to put out your little counters. There's also lines for the latest scenarios like hold the line. Really awesome mats. I'm a big fan. I think I'm gonna get one for my home. I think they're called mats by Mars, but I'm not 100% sure. They do not sponsor this channel. Not that anybody does. So here on the left side, I have my Cav with Jesse boots. In the center here, so they're just kind of like anchoring the flank. As you can see, there's some woods here with a building that's tied up against it. I don't anticipate a whole lot going on this side, and you'll see with his deployment, he kind of agrees with it. I have my 2 hordes of Palace Guard with critters in behind. I have, since he has no shooting, I figured I could put my Dragon Breath up front. Way Dancer just tucked in behind. Um, when you see the list, you're gonna see that he has a lot of speed, and yeah, I'm preparing. So this is, of course, after my scout move. I get up on the hill here, giving myself a nice wide range for shooting. This is a wall here, and then this is height 0 terrain, and this is height 1 flat terrain. Well, flat and then height 1. My other Dragon Breath was in behind the Gladestalkers. That's okay. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet. At some point, maybe I can get him up to here and then pop him through, or these guys go back, something like that. My Battle Standard Bear's there, my Mage there, Critters, and my Dracon way out here on the flank to protect those flanks. This scenario is loot, and as you can see, I threw a loot counter on my Palace Guard and my other Palace Guard, and then I just threw one in the middle here on the War Machine. That's interesting. It's an interesting piece to be able to have a War Machine that can, move your token around, trying to get loot. Of course, loot you don't score anymore if you're an old school player. You don't score anymore for how many you have. You have to have them on different units. You can't have like 3 on 1 unit. We used to do that, right? We used to throw 3 on 1 unit, push them up the side of the flank, and score those points, and then just fight for the one in the middle. It's a little bit different now, which is good. I think it was a nice change to loot, and we're playing 7 total loot counters here. On his side, the beautiful Basileans. He has a regiment of Alohi. A regiment of Alohi. This is a Phoenix. So he has a couple bases. Like, these guys are really big, so he uses a lot of blank bases here because they kind of like hang over. This is Men at Arms Horde. This is Samacris, $. Let's see. That's a horde. He had 2 hordes and 2 regiments, and then this I think is a regiment of Alohi, but he only has 2 down, and then he has a Phoenix here. I think this turns into a regiment. I'm pretty sure he had a regiment. I don't think he had any troops of Alohi. And then 1 regiment of Alohi here. I might be wrong about this. We'll find out as as the battle report goes on here. It's just don't have his list. So I get first turn and I move up. I'm just going to try to get Alohi locked down with my my palace guard. I'm going to shoot. I'm really going to focus on this side of the table, try to take out threats. I'm not going to do a whole lot to Alohi with my shooting. They do have Iron Resolve, so one less wound every single time I shoot at them. They are fearless, but they do have to take a check, I guess. They automatically pass a check, but it is the shooting causes a nerve check. So yeah. So they're just going to get a wound back every time. Yeah, I moved the Dracon up. I'm just waiting, buying my time here to see how his Alohi come out. If they're coming out aggressively, I have some counterplay there. I'm keeping everything out of 20 because I do want to get some shots. And since I was able to scout, I can stand still and then hit on fours with my Glade Stalkers. So yeah, that's pretty much how it looks there. I do poke these guys in the wood so that they can see through, but I'm also giving myself a nice wide view here so that if he does decide to come on the other side of this building here, I could still threaten that side. So some shooting does, so they're frozen. I can't see how many wound markers are there. It wasn't anything like super big. There wasn't a lot of wounds there that I know of. So yeah, his turn 1, not a whole lot going on. He pushes up aggressively like such. When you see these single, yeah, they're all regiments. I remember, I think, because this is a regiment of Alohi here too. Regiment. So yeah, he abandons the idea of going down this flank. I don't know what happened. This must be my turn because these guys are backed up for some reason. Yeah, this might. So he moved up. He doesn't have any shooting. That's all that he can do. So this is probably my turn 2 movement. Although they have 6 wounds. Oh, yeah. Sorry, he has Phoenix. Phoenix shot does 6 wounds here in cover onto the critters. They passed a nerf test, which is kind of cool. And he does 2 wounds onto my Dragon Breath, which also passes nerf check. So that's pretty cool. So my turn 2. Is the clock on the left side? Yeah, it is. Okay. So yeah. So I was playing a new player, and his turns were taking a little long. So I don't know how the pictures are. You'll see at the end how this works out. Anyway, I charged my Dracon into his rightmost regiment of Alohi, and I was lucky enough to pop him. I'm not sure. I think they had 4 wounds on him before I charged in. I was lucky enough to get the pop. So I repivot like this so that I can keep this regiment of Alohi in the front, who also has 8 wounds. This was the regiment that I started shooting at after I crashed the rightmost regiment with the Dracon. So yeah, did 8 wounds to them, so that's going to be nice to kind of deter them from anything. Like if they go into my Glade Stalkers now, my counterplay should be pretty solid. Samacris came over and I believe does some healing here in his turn, but this is the end of my turn. Not much going on in the middle. We're just kind of doing a dance. So his turn 2. And yeah, so then for whatever reason, I don't know. So my turn 2, I had backed up my Cav and like sidestepped him this way. And I think when I did that, I didn't move my my Palace Guard yet. So then I moved my Palace Guard up, and I left just enough room for an Alohi unit who can see them to fly in and charge my, my Cav. What the hell am I doing? Why would I let that happen? And like I said, I'm playing a newer player, and he was like, "Can I charge that?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." I was like, "That is a great way to see that." And I was just like, "What the hell am I gonna do?" Like the right side went so well my last turn. What the hell am I gonna do with Alohi in my backfield if I lose this right here? They do have inspiring. I mean, they have inspiring around them, but I mean, Alohi can pop a silver or Stormwind Cav in one go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. So this is a regiment of Alohi here. He takes another regiment of Alohi into the chaff here. I had moved this guy up after um dropping the token, and so he puts another regiment of Alohi into that guy. Um, he's definitely going to make short work of him, but I do have some counterplay there, which I'm not upset with. This happening, oh my god, yeah, simple mistakes. This happening, so now I'm on my back foot here. So now I realize like I got to get my BSB over. I gotta keep weight answer here, and if these guys survive, I'm gonna have to heal them like crazy. Anyway, nice play. I mean, yeah, that was so silly. Over here, yep, some fire bolts go off. Not fire bolts. Are they called fire bolts now? I don't remember. Fire something. There's two wounds here from his Phoenix, and he throws these guys. Look at this heal did pretty good. Yeah, I think he was at 8 at one point, so he healed 5 there. It's pretty decent. Um, he goes into the Dracon, and he pops the Dracon in one go. That hurts. Yeah, this flank was like looking so good. I had 8 wounds on the Basilian, or the not the Basilian, the Alohi. Now he's down to 3 wounds, and I lost my Dracon in one go. Um, I think I didn't. I missed. Yeah, I missed the command for inspiring, and that was the nail in the coffin for them. Wow. Okay, so this flank just got worse. So yeah, he did have a Radiance of Life, of course, from the Phoenix. The Phoenix don't heal anymore, which was kind of wild in fourth edition. So yeah, that this turn was disastrous. This turn was terrible. Okay, upside down. Yeah, he does kill off my critters and refaces it as such, and he also picked up the center token and face with the other Alohi. Another upside down. So the Dracon get smoked, and over here, my Cav with one less nerve only takes 6 damage. Yeah, sorry about the upside down pictures, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, so they stick around. Like I said, I gotta heal them. So it's my turn 3. I want to point this out. Like I said, a new player. He tanked that one. That was a 20-minute turn there. Yeah. So we'll come back to what happens there. So in my turn, I do get 5 wounds off of my Cav from healing from here. I do have Radiance or Cloak of Death, so I does some wounds to these guys, does a wound to these guys, but I only do 4 wounds, right? So my Cav now don't have Thunderous; they're just swinging back on 5s. 3s and 18, 3s with Elite, and 5s. And I get 4 wounds. One was from Radiance of Life or Cloak of Death. So only 1 wound there. And then here, I think I didn't pop them. They have 12 wounds on them. I think they're an 18 now, I think. So, yeah, it happens. And his turn 3, not much of. I did shoot these guys some more. I had to. Did I shoot this? I must have just chaffed them up with critters and shot elsewhere. Looks like this bird has a lot. It looks like I shot at the Phoenix pretty much there. Yeah. So this is his turn. Men at Arms go into my Palace Guard, and then the Men at Arms also come in to support the Alohi, which I think that gives the Men at Arms a bonus, right? Is that still a thing where they either get a lead or something because they're fighting with angels? I think that's a thing. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, that's what he does. Hey, this counter punch. Like, look, I still have a lot left, but yeah, this hurts. It's so silly. Uh, yeah. So this must be me fighting back. Let me see here. No, this is still him fighting. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's just his charges. So I was doing a lot of shooting to the men at arms. I got them up pretty high. I don't think that's Palace Guard fighting. I think that was actually shooting. So yeah. I think he snake. I think he might have snaked though. I think he might have snaked those critters. I think he snaked the critters. Now that I think about it. So he did 10 wounds to my Palace Guard, which is okay. I can handle that. But like these guys can't get any heals. Like I have to keep this a low high. I have to keep these guys. Now they didn't pop them again. They didn't swing too great. I mean, only 7 wounds. They had 2 on them, so they only did 5 wounds. I'm getting super lucky in the back here. These angels are not wanting to fight. Look at this man. This poor man at arms that was healed only did or hindered only did 1 wound to my Palace Guard. That's pretty brutal. Because he is bringing tokens to me also. Like those have 2 tokens. The center unit has tokens. They have 9 wounds on them already. So, like this, I mean, he has to fight. He can't sit back and just get shot either. Like I completely understand, his motive here, and he's only down to 4 minutes, which is kind of a bummer. Um, so my counterplay, yeah, he did snake here. Oh, snaking. I've been there, man. Snaking on critters is rough. So now it's time for the Glade Stalkers to get involved. They take the flank of the men at arms. They take the front of the men at arms. That allows me to pretty much push all my attacks to make sure I get rid of the Elohai. This is also Chalice of Wrath, so I'm going to be at Crushing too. This is where Chalice of Wrath really comes in play because I am engaged with the men at arms there. So on threes with Elite, wounding on threes, I should be able to clean them up. And my Palace Guard, at Men at Arms, long-term fight that should be mine. I still don't know what to do about this Elohai over here with the critters, but we'll have to deal with that when it comes. I do get these guys down to 2 wounds on the heel, so this back and forth continues over there. And yeah, I do some damage now. Men at Arms are dead. The Elohai are dead. I'm picking up the loot counters that I have. And I don't think I kill here. I might have snaked the. They're at 16. I'm not sure. I might have. I know I snaked at one point. I'm not sure who. And 10. Only 10 wounds on the Elohai. They're getting up there now. Obviously they're at 11. I didn't break them. They are inspiring, so they drop back down to 10. My Cav's doing some wounds, and the Cloak of Death is only 1 point, but it's kind of balancing out, right? Balancing out that Iron Resolve. So yeah, we'll take that. Let's see. So his turn 4. He has 4 minutes left, right? He does end up killing the critters, and oh god. But he ends up killing. I should have checked these. Check these pictures and make sure they were the right way. He does end up killing the knights here and facing, but he's completely out of time. So it goes into my 5, and I think this is that's gonna be the end of the game. So with my 5 and 6, I didn't want him to just have to sit there and watch me move stuff around and clear up his units. Like it would take me. I still have 15 minutes on the clock. It'd take me 20 minutes to do all that. So what we decided to do was like, look. I'm gonna have. I didn't want to be like just rolling dice. Like, hey, here, take pain. We figured that I would get this loot marker. I should be able to. Not. It can't be a thing. This loot marker's over. This loot marker's over. These guys, I think, have a loot marker, and then there's 2 loot markers here. I can only get 1. So what we did was say. I'd get 2 victory points here, 2, 2, and 2. So we called it 8-0. He wasn't able to do anything else. I didn't want to I just didn't want to roll the dice and like scramble around and make him watch. It was a great game. He's a super nice guy. He's going to get his doctorate, and it was fun to play. And I hope he had a good time. I hope he had a good time in the game. We were laughing and talking for a while, and it's just that the clock in a tournament can get you. And although, if he has time, like let's kind of theorize of like how this could go. With Elohai behind me, but they got 9 wounds already. I would have to now. Knowing that he didn't have any time, that's why this looks like this. I'm just pushing my guys across. I would have to do something different, right? I'd probably have to face with one of these units, start shooting, I don't know. I don't even know how it goes, honestly. The Phoenixes are there, but they don't really do anything. Samacris is there. Like, I just need to do enough wounds to get those guys off. I mean, maybe it doesn't become an 8-0. Maybe I only get, 2 across and I'm holding a couple loot counters. I'm not really sure. But it was a great game. It was really nice. I got a big win to kind of get back into the tournament here. There's some great games coming up, and especially like the next 2 games. Actually, the next 3 games are awesome. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch the rest of this tournament. But anyway, this one's a little bit shorter. You see why? It was a great time, and I had a blast, and it was a lot of fun. I really like Basilian. I think there's something here. Maybe, I mean, even this list, I could probably pilot this list and be pretty happy. But I really like Alohi. I love that they inspire. I think that's a really solid unit. I'm not crazy about Phoenix. I wouldn't have Phoenix in my list. Samacris is too expensive. I'd probably be running something like, I don't know, some Men at Arms, Angels, and then maybe like Ogre Captains, or throw some Ogres in, something like that. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching round 2. The rest of the rounds are coming, and we'll catch you on the next one.